Okay, trying a new setup here with microphone in front of me. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to play. I've already played some historic. Maybe I'll do that. I was playing some historic Brawl just to play red. So let's just test out this Atali deck. I have to admit, it could be better. And I made this from a deck list I found online, and then I was almost immediately upset with it because it just had cards that, if I were to make this organically, I would not have put in this deck. One of them is this Strike It Rich. I get it, you know, like you play a mountain, you play this, it ramps you, but I almost never actually want to see this card. It doesn't do a whole lot. I'd rather have Ragavan and Create a Treasure, or something along those lines. Obviously, this is like the best version of what I could get for 1 mana, you know, like a 2/1 creates a treasure, get to cast something from their library. But that is what I want, or Utopia Sprawl. Like, mana that gets used over and over and over again. So maybe we find something else while I'm talking about it that's going to replace that card. We've got 28 creatures, 12 instants, 10 sorceries, 8 artifacts, a few planeswalkers, a few battles, 36 lands. I've not been upset with that so far. So this deck does want to get to Atali fast. Faithless Looting already feels better than Strike It Rich to me, but we really don't have a lot of options to play out of the graveyard, so it's not like it's synergistic. We could cycle the Footfall Crater. Seems bad. Skull Bomb is draw. And oil counters, it's also not that great. I would almost rather have Gold Hound. Alright, well, I'm not going to take too much time to do this. We have Lightning Bolts. We have Ragavan. We have Play with Fire. We have Shock, such a classic. What would we really want? And I'd like to keep it cheap. Torch the Tower. Only to creature or planeswalker, though. Wayward Guidebeast as a 2/2 seems interesting. We have a Braid. I mean, I might just want more removal, but what do we have for ramp here? Jewel Thief is like ramp. Settle the Wilds. Yeah, I don't mind that. The Weaver could be iffy. Oh man, I'm gonna have to do more editing than I thought. This banner needs to leave. One of the chosen color. I was so disappointed when I found that out the hard way the last time I played with this deck. Alright, let's just look at getting rid of the banner for something else. Candy Trail. Maybe I'll just get rid of... Candy Trail's a great card. I'm gonna get rid of Strike It Rich and put in Candy Trail for the scry and the draw. And then let's look for, you know, I get the appeal of Shadow Spear. Maybe I leave it in for now. Oh, this is funny, the Millennium Calendar. You can have somebody lose 1,000 life. We have Arcane Signet, that's the best. Mesmeric Orb. We have a Mind Stone. I don't know about mirror converts. Oh. It's not legal. I guess they just want people to be able to play their commanders. Okay. Swiftfoot boots is something I might consider, because that's something I would play in a regular 100 card commander deck. This enters tapped, so I'm not going to take the fragment. The heirloom I think is probably what I want, since it has some graveyard hate built in. You know, Palantir is really interesting. At the beginning of your instep, scry 2. Man, that could really be like a secondary win con in a deck where everybody just wants to kill Atali all the time. Alright, now we're getting into the swords, so I'm going to go back here and I'm going to put in the Honored Heirloom. I'm really thinking about that Palantir. I keep seeing this used in Vintage Cube. This is also interesting. Draw and discard, although we have 9 artifacts. It's not terrible. 9% of the deck is artifacts. This would make it 10% if it was in there, assuming we didn't remove an artifact for it. Certainly some iffy cards in here, because I don't play this deck all the time, and I haven't been looking to optimize it. And then of course there are just some like good stuff cards like Bone Crusher, Fable of the Mirror Breaker, things like that, Lightning Bolt, Abrade. How about we consider getting rid of this Weaver? I put this in for a reason, but I might not want it. Twinferno was also one of those maybe cards where I wanted to like double up a Volcanic Spite or double up something. It's also great if I can cast it on Atali and they have blockers, because then we just get through for 22 damage, trample indestructible. So it's part of a win con for the deck too if Tali's out, and also some of our other creatures are tramplers that we could double up. Just some removal stuff. Artifact destruction and destroy creature with flying. I realize we have a Braid, but I do like that this cycles. I think that was the appeal there. Traverse is a potential tutor. Yeah, maybe I'm going to get rid of this Weaver and put in the Palantir and try that. Okay. Alright, well, what I thought was going to be a quick edit turned into 8 minutes. Let's jump into a game. So this is Atali Historic Brawl, which is like Magic Arena Commander. Alright. Ogier Tack Deepest Foundation. Is this Ixalan? It is. If one or more creature tokens will be created. Oh, I heard about this one. 3 times that many. Okay. Then it dies, you get to transform it into a land. You can transform it back if you attack with 3 or more creatures this turn. Good lord. Okay, so tokens, I assume. Mono white tokens. We've got red and 2 green. We have kind of not a great hand, actually. I mean, we can remove something, and then we have turn 4 Chandra. It is ramp, but like, man, this is slow. They have a 6-drop commander. I'm just going to keep it. I know we get a free mulligan, but we also go first, and we're both playing expensive commanders, so Ha! He says as they drop an Esper Sentinel. Go to combat in the turn. We might kill that thing. We'll see. They didn't even attack with it. That's pretty amazing. Well, let's play Forest Go. And then we have a mountain. Next turn we can Chandra and then still cast our Scorching if we want to. I'm going to mute them. I just don't like hearing people say things when I'm taking my time to read these cards. So when this ETBs create a food, when you create a token, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature other than Rosie. That is pretty nice. So maybe actually we just kill the Esper Sentinel now, and then we go ahead and pay the 1 so that they can't draw. Because they can't put counters on Rosie. Chandra only adds red mana, so that's kind of awkward, because I'd like to Chandra into a Bramble Familiar, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to. Oof, that's awkward. I'm playing Chandra anyway, because it still curves us nicely. Gonna exile a land. And then now we have Atali mana because Chandra can add 2 red. And then we just hope we get good stuff. That's the one thing that I found that well, spoke too soon. It's one thing I found I don't like about Atali is you don't always hit. Like, you don't always get the best thing. Innkeeper first. Treasure token into Bramble Familiar. Gain our life in the turn, and now we're at 7 mana again for Atali. We'll just see what they end up playing. This is specifically creature tokens on their Ojertaj or Ojertak. Okay, they're going to gain 4 life. They're going to create some humans. They're not going to draw. That's nice. That's a fun card. I have this one in foil in person from a collector box that I opened of Midnight Hunt. I think the only collector box I've opened, because after that I was horrified at how much I spent and how the prices dropped and how much the cards are worth now. And I didn't even pull a Meat Hook Massacre, so it's not like I got any money out of the box. Well, it's a pretty interesting place to be. I mean, we could cast a Nissa and just start creating really big creatures. I'm not really against that. Yeah, I mean, we would do this. We wouldn't have to pay any life. And then we can just start creating really big creatures every single turn unless they take care of it. I think that's fine. And then we can Titan of Industry. We don't even need a Tali just yet. Alright. We go to combat. We're not going to attack. Oops. Nope. We're going to Nissa. Yep. And we're going to pay it just like that. And we're going to auto-pay. Nice. And then we're just going to create a big boy. Gain some life. If we can do this next turn and then cast Titan, create a Rhino, gonna be in pretty good shape. Oh, it's pretty brutal.
The resistance greater than expected.
Okay, well, good news is they had to spend their turn doing that. So now we can Green Suns for 5. This is actually a pretty good play, I think. Let's see what we get. X is going to be 5, paying with the Bramble. And then now we get to choose... reveal the top X, choose creature and or land, put them onto the battlefield. So I guess we choose the Highland dual land, and we choose the Yeah, I don't know. Scrap Gorger's nice because I like the graveyard removal. Battlefield for sure. Thank you, my good people. Gain a life, gain a life. Gaining lots of life this time. 6, 7. I'm just willing to attack here, honestly. Either they go down to 19, or they just start getting rid of some of their creatures. I'm fine with both of those things. This is non-creature spells. We have a Tali mana. They currently have exactly enough to cast their commander. So if they create a creature token, they get 3 creature tokens. And this is 7/7 vigilance. So still looking okay for us, honestly. Not too worried here. I feel like we just go ahead and play a Tali. Let's see, how much does he need? 9 and 2 green. 8. I mean, if we draw a land, then we can do that because we have Scrap Gorger and Bramble. So I think we just go a Tali this turn. We'll go a Tali this turn. I'm going to let it tap like that. That way we can hold up Scrap Gorger in case they have something in the graveyard we want to get rid of. So Beast Caller is nice. Nice. I kind of like that. We're getting pretty close to 10 creatures. So, oh, we have to pay 2 for it. Wow, that's pretty brutal. I guess we just can't. We have to decline that one. We don't have the mana for it. Okay, well, we still gain life, and then we go to combat. I am going to swing here again. Because if they want to block with their commander, that's fine. Happy to kill that creature too. So great, we'll end the turn. If we draw land, we're in pretty good shape. Oh right, Elspeth, and I could have Scrap Gorgered end of turn, and I wasn't paying attention to that Elspeth was going to bring it back. That was very silly of me. Living and learning. Alright, they get 3 mice. So does Rosie trigger 3 times? Yeah, okay, nice. Buffing up the token. What is this? Okay. Artifacts and creatures. Oh, it's blind obedience. Okay. Alright, well they are hellbent, so I'm feeling pretty good right now. Put it on the commander, I imagine. Yep. Pass to attackers. I mean, we're at 30, so I'm taking 7. This is not a very difficult decision right now. Do they have anything? No, I messed up. Should have done that the big end of the last turn. Okay. So we can't flip a Tali. Because we need 1 more, and then we could pay 2 life. So 6, 7, 8. We only have 8. I'd really rather play Titan of Industry. I almost want to risk drawing a land with Thrill of Possibility. How about we go to combat instead, and then maybe see if they will block some stuff for us? Because if a Tali dies and we draw another land, we get to play a Tali again, so that's not the worst thing. Let's go to attackers. Let's see if we can just get some damage in. Swing here, swing here. Go to block. So Tali is trample. So they're going to block there, and then we can just go ahead and give double strike. I mean, he's still going to die, but let's also thrill at this point. I think this is a good time to thrill. Let's get rid of the invasion. Because maybe we have something. Ooh. Yeah, but shock doesn't matter. Yes, it does. We'll deal 2 damage here. And then he hits for the first strike, and then it dies. And then we get through, and he survives. Great. Great, great, great. Happy with that play. They did not want it to come back transformed. Commander's dead. They take some damage. We're going to end the turn. And create a mouse. Keep buffing up to 7/7. Discovering. Okay. What you gonna discover? Oh, my Rel. Wow. Wow, that turns off. God, this is me being slow again to thinking too much about how much of a great play they've just made. Because we could have just cracked our clue. I think I'm just gonna go for it. There's no reason not to. We'll pay the life. Exile their, I don't know, their Elspeths, I guess. And then happy to just swing with. Wow, wow. Skip. No, thank you. Look at this. Look at this. He's an 11/11. This is 100 card format. They have Swords to Plowshares in here. I think maybe they even have access to Path to Exile. There are all kinds of white enchantments that remove things from the battlefield. And they have a 9/9 here. They block with 1 of their tokens. They take 2 poison. I don't feel like that was the time to concede. They could have really done some other things. Okay, well, that's the way that it is. Alright, happy with that. First game with the microphone. First game trying the new system over here. Maybe I'll do another one. Stay tuned.